Hi there, my name is IQFOODPLATTER and you're welcome to the IQFOODPLATTER kitchen. Today I'm making spaghetti jollof or pasta jollof. Now wait a minute, have you subscribed to my channel? I'll appreciate if you do that. So today's recipe is going to be my own way of making spaghetti jollof, and I also have another ingredient I'm adding which takes it to a whole new level. I mean, I like jollof or spaghetti jollof because it just is my idea of comfort food. I hold the bowl and take the pasta close to my mouth and I enjoy all the other goodness in that bowl. Let's go over to my kitchen, enough of the talking, and let's cook spaghetti jollof. So we'll start by frying our beef. This is the stewing beef, which gets soft easily. If you buy the regular beef from the market, you might just have to parboil before frying. So I'll start with that. My beef had been previously seasoned. I actually seasoned it overnight, but you can season 30 minutes before you fry. So I'll fry that, and as soon as this is brown, I then add the other ingredients. You actually don't want to fry it dry, just enough to brown it and we'll be good to go. So while that is frying, just to guide us through the other ingredients, of course I've cooked my pasta. I have garlic, some onion, some ground tomato, tattache, and scotch bonnet is here. I'm using quite a lot of tattache because I'm looking for that red color. So I have more tattache in this than the tomato, but of course you remove the seeds from the tattache before blending. We're going to use some thyme. We're going to use some curry as well, and that secret ingredient which you'll have to wait for is coming. So we stir this. And allow it to at least cook on the surface before we continue. All the strips properly cooked on the surface. So I'll take out the beef now, it's brown, and then I'll go on with the other cooking. Take this out close there. So you have all the goodness of the meat right now in this oil, and so we'll proceed to frying the onion. Don't think I need to use more than that. And the garlic. I decided to chop up the garlic instead of mincing. You know, there's a different aroma that brings. Chopped and minced garlic is not here, is a bit more subtle than when it is minced. So we allow that to fry, and then we continue just for the onion to be slightly translucent, and then we go on with the cooking. So at this point, I'll add my rosemary. Sometimes you can use thyme actually. Rosemary, dry rosemary. If you have fresh one, the better. Bit of curry powder. The aroma is actually changing now. Then some seasoning. I'll add seasoning powder. Actually, I had crushed the cube to add. So stir that. It's just to allow the spices and the herbs, you know, to release their flavor, and then we continue. That's done. I'll then add some of my blended tomato. Like I said, depending on the quantity of pasta that you're cooking, you then adjust the quantity of your tomato accordingly. For me, I like my tomato to really coat every strand of that pasta. So we'll allow this to fry properly before we continue. Now, I had previously boiled my tomato, which is part of the ways of saving time, cooking time. So we'll allow this to fry, and then when we start to see the oil appear on the top, we then know that it's time to continue. So we'll just allow that to fry for a bit. Okay, so we'll return our beef in there. And allow the sauce to coat the meat and further cook it. At this stage, I would add just a little bit of water from the pasta to help soften the meat even more. So I'll just do that and allow the beef to further cook, and then we'll come back and add our pasta. I taste. Yeah, I like the balance of the tomato and the tatashe and the onion and all the herbs and spices in this one. But still, that ingredient is coming at the end. Our secret ingredient, which takes your spaghetti jollof to a whole new level. So I'll cover that and allow the beef to soften a little bit more. Okay, so we'll check. I like what I see here. So we then add our pasta. We had cooked until half cooked. Depending on the size of your pasta, you might just cook for like 3 minutes or 5 minutes so that you don't waste much time once you add the pasta, but enough time for the tomato paste to coat the pasta. That's looking luscious, because I particularly don't like dry spaghetti jollof. That looks so nice. We'll just allow the sauce or the pasta to absorb some of the sauce. In the meantime, I have some of this holy basil in my garden, so I'll add that. Just additional flavor. But you can skip this actually if you don't have the basil. It's just my additional twist to this. And besides, I always like to find some greens in there. Some people would add bell peppers. Yes, you can do that, but I like my simple spaghetti jollof. That's it. Not too soft and not too hard. I mean, what the professionals will call al dente. So that's it. I will then turn off the heat, and lastly, I will go with my cheddar. This is mature cheddar. You can actually use some Parmesan, but I didn't find that in the store. And that's it. And you can add some more on the plate when we serve, and I'll do that later. So that's it. Mix that in and your spaghetti jollof is ready. So we'll dish up now and tuck in. So we'll serve now. I love what I'm seeing on this plate. I don't know, do you like plenty on your plate? I like to use smaller plates to serve myself, just so that I don't get to eat more than I need to eat. So there goes that. And then I'll pick some of the beef. So you have some beef there. More beef and more beef strips. And there you go. There you have it. I'm going to add more of my secret ingredient, and that's the cheese. Just takes your spaghetti jollof to a whole new level. There, spaghetti jollof.